Good magical morning. Sorry, I haven't been here the last 2 mornings. I have been concentrating on the Conversations with God series. Last night we finished, or I should say, yesterday we finished the book one, which had an epic ending as always and never ceases to make me cry. I hate crying on camera, but it is a thing. So if you have not caught those, make sure you go back and watch. The key message for yesterday's video, it was a long one, happens in actually the last 10-ish minutes or so, I believe it, of the 47-minute mark. But there is a really long message there from Source about reconnecting and looking for those messages inside of you, which is where we should be looking for them, right? Go within or go without. We all know the saying. Good morning, Genevieve. Blessings to you as well. I am grateful, as always, for each and every one of you who are joining me here. You all make this journey a little bit more worthwhile. It always helps to have like-minded individuals joining you as you are journeying with your soul. So there are going to be a few changes around here. I'm going to let you guys know that right now. We are going to be leaning away from the tarot and oracle readings just because I feel like they have served their purpose here. And there's a billion different tarot and oracle readers on YouTube that you can find your messages from if that's what you are seeking. We are going to go back to live channeling mostly and back and forth chat with all of you. So thank you to those of you who joined me in the chat. If you would like to schedule a one-on-one chat session with me, you can get a hold of me via email in the About section, or if we're friends on Facebook or whatnot, Instagram, you can always contact me through direct message there as well. We also are jumping back on the Odyssey bandwagon. The link for that is in the description box below, as well as Rumble. We are uploading to both of those places, are synced up through YouTube, just because we kind of get shoveled to the bottom of the algorithm here sometimes just because we don't have a ton of subscribers, which I'm perfectly fine with. That's not what I'm doing this for, right? So today is about waking up and remembering who you really are, right? And we say this most every day. You are love. And your job here is to enjoy that and to live it to the fullest, because you are the extension of God, a tiny fractal of God, Godding, experiencing itself. We are the body of Christ in a quite literal term. And I know to some of you that may seem a little bit sacrosanct or blasphemous, but it is what it is. And ultimately, we are a ministry here. So I'm sorry if you don't agree with that. You are free to find another channel that you agree with more. This space is for those who are of like mind. And I welcome each and every one of you. So the last few days have been rough. The energy coming in for all of us has been very up-leveling. So remember, as you're going about these things, that you're going to need more rest. You're going to probably need to drink a lot more water. I know I need to. And you're definitely going to need to get outside and get grounded. Try and get some sun. We are just giant plants. So you need those things too. The leading cause of pain and inflammatory diseases is a vitamin D deficiency as well. So if you are feeling a little bit run down, get yourself a little bit of a supplement, okay? Although nothing ever takes the place of a good dose of sunshine. And that also goes for mentally too, as well. A lot of us are battling a lot of really negative thoughts and a lot of negative thoughts from other people too, as well, which makes it a little bit difficult when you're navigating these shifts. And that's going to become more and more and more as we get closer to the new year. The reason all of this stuff is happening is because we cannot take those negativities with us into the next dimension, right? And ultimately, that's what all of us are doing. We're leveling up from the third to the fourth, or the fourth to the fifth, or higher, depending on where you are in the chain. But ultimately, the idea is to embody more and more of that light, more and more of that love, and less of the emotional baggage, right? Dealing with our own traumas is key in all of this. So make sure that you are getting the help you need wherever it is. And if I'm able in any way to help, please let me know. I may not be able to give you the answers that you need, but I may be able to point you in the right direction. Okay. As messengers, that is really our only goal. I cannot heal you unless you are willing to heal yourself. I cannot tell you the truth that you're seeking if you do not already know it yourself. I may be able to remind you, and that's why we gather here every day. So I can remind you that you have all the tools that you need to get on in this life and all others. It's just a matter of whether or not you're willing to step out of the box a little bit that you've put yourself in and embody those. Because you are the light and the love. You are the beloved of the universe, as are we all, because we are one, right? We're all tiny fractals of one big, giant consciousness that really has no end. There's no human word to embody all of it. So I'm really looking forward today to jumping into book number 2 in Conversations with God, and again revisit Neil's conversation with his highest aspect, which ultimately is all of our highest aspect. And while not everything in those books resonates with me, I do feel called to bring that message forth once again, even though I spent the better part of a year doing it last time and stupidly took it down from YouTube. But maybe that's because the message was really needed now. And the first time was a practice session. But remember, ultimately, as you're going about all these things, before you decide to launch into something negative, make sure you're taking a deep breath and making sure that it's coming from a place of love and it's not coming from a place based in fear or lack or doubt, because those have no place in our tomorrow, let alone our today. Okay. And ultimately, that's all any of us really have, is this moment now. So thank you for sharing my moment. Also, I'll link somewhere so that you can get caught up in the Conversations with God series. We did the first book in 14 episodes. So I believe we'll probably do about the same as we go into book number 2. I believe it's a little bit longer, actually, and I will be recording that right after we're done here. I think I might actually record it and then upload it, though, just because the internet may be getting a little sketchy later because we have some storms coming into the area, which is completely evident. It's like 98,000% humidity outside, and it's about 90 degrees here in NOLA. It is not pleasant. So I'm definitely looking forward to a little bit of rain. While I am not going to focus on the cards, I am going to pull a Soul Truth card just so that we have a little bit of an assignment, so to speak, to help us in this whole leveling up process, okay? We're just going to get one, though. All right. And I believe this one this may or may not have come up last week. I'm not sure. But to whom are you comparing yourself right now? Okay, this is probably one of the worst spaces you can get into because none of us are the same. None of us are doing this journey exactly the same way. What works for one may not work for another. And definitely don't go into a state of judgment just because somebody else's journey may look different from yours. We all came here to learn something else about ourselves. And it's not about learning lessons, it's about acknowledging who and what we really are. And that's love and joy and peace. And ultimately, that's what we're here to achieve. Okay. And that looks different for everybody. All right. So, what you're able to see in another is only visible because it's within you, ready to be brought out. So, shine light on this feeling of not enough and see the truth. All that you need and want is within you. Today's soul action. Today, stop comparing and start creating instead, right? We waste so much time comparing our journeys to other people's and then turning around and making ourselves feel like shit because maybe we're not as successful as someone else in that area. But maybe you're more successful in a different area, like your family or your relationship. And maybe that's something that other person can only dream of attaining at some point. So remember, you are a light for someone else. You just never know where it is you're shining it. So try to shine bright, my friends, and be the love that you are. That's what you came here to do. Because ultimately, it's not about what you're doing, but it's about what you're being while you're doing it. So go out, be good to each other, and be good at it. And know I'll be back tomorrow morning and we will reconvene again. Thank you for joining us here at Magic Ministries. I love you more than I can ever say. So that is it. I will be back with the first episode in book number 2 for Conversations with God. And thank you, Neil, for writing that and delivering that message for all of us who are the light bearers. You're a great reminder. Bye, everyone. Be good.